96% of the people that have a smartphone, the first thing they do when they wake up is they do their WhatsApp, their text, their Facebook. They take a picture of their feet, they post it on Facebook. Then they do their Instagram, take a picture of their cat, and then they link in, check one email, the other email, they check the news, and now their attention on everything known in their life. They reaffirm their identity, and then they go through all those routine behaviors. 95% of them, they're not even present and conscious, or they're remembering their problems in their past. That's how they start their day. What do most people do when they wake up in the morning now? What do? Admit it. You go to your cell phone and you go, oh my gosh, Monica's eating carbohydrates again. Oh, look, my boyfriend from high school Facebooked me. Ooh. Oh, look, there's a war in Syria. Everybody goes to their device to plug them in. But what if you woke up in the morning and you said this: what is the greatest expression of myself that I can present to the world today?
All right. Happy Monday, everyone. That's the question we want to ask you guys, is what is the greatest expression of yourself that you can do today? And it's Monday, November 6th, 2023. This is one of my favorite videos of all time, Ricardo. Dr. Joe Dispenza explaining why most people don't manifest. That's how we're going to start off this Monday. My man, how's it going? I know you're pumped and excited about XRP. Everything good over there?
Yeah, man, I had a phenomenal weekend, man. Spent some time with the family. Baby girl had a birthday. Took her to this little kitty spa, got her nails and her little toes done and stuff. She had a great time. And man, it's Monday, folks. Back to it. It's a lot going on and things are happening fast. We're closing out 2023. We're starting the week, and we always like to start the week off with the mindset, just to be prepared for what's to come. So we're not caught in shock and awe, but also have that mindset so we can attract the type of situations and circumstances that we want to see and take advantages of the opportunities out here. And yes, Mike, XRP is up. We are seeing a divergence in the market right now with Bitcoin. I think XRP just overtook BNB. So XRP is number 4, okay, and market cap as opposed to number 5. And I believe it's going much higher. Most people know about November 19th, ISO, taking full effect, and a lot of the dynamics that we're seeing going on around the world. But if you're in the right assets that we've been telling you to be in for the last, 3, 4, 5 years, okay, silver, gold, crypto, okay, you're in a much better position than you ever have been and ever will be. But this is the time. This is the time to hold these assets, accumulate these assets. And I'm excited for today's show and for the developments of this week, man. It's going to be exciting.
And the key here, guys, we talked about at the beginning of that video, when most people wake up, they plug right back into the matrix. They'll look in their Facebook, their Instagram, be like, oh, what's going on? And then you are connecting to your old self and you continue to relive the same thing over and over again because you're not doing anything different. So that's the question we're going to look at today. And, people often think of manifesting as some sort of crazy magic thing or this thing that girls on TikTok talk about and they have no idea what they're talking about. Guys, this is science. And he's going to actually show this and prove it in this video.
What if you said, I'm not going to be guilty anymore. I'm done. I'm not going to be unworthy. Those are the emotions, behaviors, and thoughts.
So I want you guys to look at that. Your emotions and your thoughts and your behavior are the 3 things you can control. But most of the time, people let situations or world events or the people around them control these things. You have got to guard these and make sure they're positive if you want to have a positive outcome in your life.
Yeah, mental fortitude.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say mental fortitude. Okay, no, I know you want to positive. I want to add something to that too. Because it really come down to, your mental strength, your ability to overcome those emotions, because those emotions will influence your thoughts and behavior if you don't really control your thoughts and behavior, you know what I mean? And not allow your emotions to. You're supposed to use your emotions, not allow your emotions to use you.
Yes.
And unfortunately, a lot of people let their emotions use them as opposed to them control their emotions. And it happens throughout every area of activity, you know, what they're doing. But when you become conscious of it, that's when you become the master of self. Because every day we're being driven by impulses. You know, we're being affected from external and internal forces that are making us feel a certain way, even down to colors. You know, they affect you emotionally. So when you're able to acknowledge that and control that, then you start to master self, because then you can master your thoughts and not have your thoughts master you based off of feelings. And then that will directly affect your behavior. So no, that's a great, visual right there.
And it even gets down to frequencies in music.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know that until a couple of years ago, but most of the frequency of the music that is put out is meant to bring your mindset or you know this better than I do, Ricardo. What is it that they do?
Yeah, so they even with beats, but the planet has its own rhythm. There's states of frequency that can put you in a alert state or woke state, or more like in a sleep, more sedative state. And so they've dumbed down the music. They've lowered the frequency of the music for you to be more susceptible to the messaging inside of the music. And that affects, you know, obviously the way you are thinking and feeling at that moment in time, and that obviously will affect your behavior at any given time. But they've done the studies, you know, with this, how people are influenced by the frequency of the sounds that they're hearing, and how that affects the brain and your emotions and actions.
That's a whole other live right there. We might have to do that next Monday.
Yeah.
Do you know that if you woke up in the morning and then you said, who do I want to be when I open my eyes? What thoughts do I want to think? What thoughts do I want to fire and wire in my brain? Let me plan my behaviors today. I'm going to leave my sadness and pain behind, and I'm going to open my heart, and I'm going to feel gratitude. I'm going to feel joy. I'm going to feel inspiration. Your job is to maintain that modified state of mind and body your entire day. And if you're able to maintain that modified state of mind and body every single day, get ready. Because something unusual is going to happen in your life. It's the law. You are going to run into a new opportunity because you're in a new state of being. And that's what we teach people. To rehearse the future, and to take the brain out of the past and put it in the future. Take the body out of the past and put it in the future. But if you get up every single day feeling the same way, and you wake up and you go, oh my God, who's that? Oh God, wait, let me remember my problems. You just return back to the old self.
And this is what I see people do all the time, right? Is they always look to the past. They always look for excuses, you know, things that are wrong. And they just keep repeating this endless cycle of unhappiness, you know, depression, anxiety, stress, whatever it is. You have to move your mind and yourself into the future and create. And this is what, you know, where manifesting comes in, that you're manifesting the future that you want, and you're living in the end as if it's already happened.
And one thing I'll say is that they talk about, you know, in this particular video, how what you do when you wake up, right? And what I'm going to say is that it even starts before you wake up. Before you go to bed, you have to anticipate that when you wake up, you're going to have that great day that you're manifesting. So when you do wake up, you have to pre-program and preset that.
Yes.
Right? If you go to bed the night before and you haven't preset that, it'll be harder for you when you wake up, because your brain works in a certain way. It's programming. You know, it's like behavioral epigenetics, your ability to change your genes, you know, from, you know, and expression of them. And so it's, you know, it starts the night before you go to bed. Anticipate that you're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be a great day. and that you're going to wake up invigorated and enthusiastic and optimistic, and that you're going to get XYZ done. So when you do wake up and open your eyes, your brain is already set and you're already functioning on that level.
Yes, 100%, brother. That's exactly it.
So the act of planning your behaviors, the research shows that as you begin to plan what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, you begin to change your brain to look like the event has already occurred. And you begin to prime your brain into the future and out of the past. And if you can create the emotion, you are more prone to get your behaviors to match your intentions, your actions equal to your thoughts, and your mind and body working together.
Hold on. I need that.
And your mind and body work.
Manifestation is real. Okay. If anyone disagrees, please let's schedule a debate and we can talk about the science behind it. This is it, guys. When you change your thoughts, you are changing your brain. You are changing the energy around you. Okay. There's no magic here. We're not casting spells or anything like that. We are simply controlling our minds and what goes in them and what comes out of them and what we expect from each day. That's it. It's your mind and body working together.
Yep.
Working together, and you will begin to arrive at a new destiny. We've seen it over and over and over again. What is the simple definition of quantum? Quantum physics says that your mind and matter are so intimately connected that it's impossible to separate the two. That matter has a mind, and mind is in matter. And you can't pull them apart. And so in quantum physics, it's amazing because when they started studying the very tiny particles in atoms, like electrons and photons, they expected that those particles would behave like planets rotating around the sun, predictably, but they don't. They respond to mind. And so now, all of a sudden, the quantum physicist comes along to measure the electron. And the electron goes from a wave of possibility, and all that energy collapses into a particle, and it's called collapsing the wave function. They turn their back and no longer look and observe the electron, and it turns back into energy. So mind is affecting matter. So, in other words, if you wake up every morning and you do the same thing that you've been doing for the last 10 years.
And this is a cycle most people get stuck in, right? You're getting up, you're brushing your teeth, you're showering, you're driving to work, you go to work, you eat lunch, probably in the same place with the same people. Then you come home from work, then you do whatever it is that you do, then you sit down and watch Netflix, and you're literally just going through this same cycle, and you're not focusing on what you want to see changed. You're just literally going through the motions.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about, information like this is that for those who understand that when the Bible says ye are gods, or that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed type of thing, you can move mountains.
Yep.
Well, you see your ability, your mind's ability, your ability to think and focus. You can change molecules. You force them to act and move differently. It's the same thing with the cells in your body. And so when you understand that power, that deliberate focus on a micro level, that's why anything you want to see in your life on a macro level is possible.
Yes.
There is no limit to your abilities. And when you see people throughout history that have moved millions of people and changed the world, it's because they were able to tap into that force and see, almost like how Neo saw in the Matrix when he just was able to see the code. He just saw everything. He was able to stop bullets. He was able to take on an agent with one hand. At some point, you're able to tap into that force. And that's something that we all can do. Even in the Bible, Jesus said, what I have done, you can do. He said, I'm no different.
Yes.
But he was just able to tap into something. And now what we see is that science is showing us what the Bible has already told us, but it's helping us understand it on a much deeper level to where we can really conceptualize it and have greater belief in self to be able to manifest and do what we need to do in our lives.
Man, you need to make a TikTok just on that, Ricardo. That was fire. I love that. The way you communicated that is spot on.
Then you're caught in the predictable world of Newtonian physics. And if you're doing the same thing over and over again, we can take your past and lift it up and set it on your future, and it's going to be exactly the same. So then if you're viewing your life from the same level of mind every single day, then you are collapsing the same possibilities into the same reality. So if you teach people then to find the present moment, in quantum physics, all possibilities exist in the present moment. But most people's brains are anticipating the future based on the past, and they're not present. So then
that right there, I would say, is where most people are at. They're writing the present or what they expect to happen in the future from what has happened in the past. This is why most people stay stuck where they're at. So you have to throw that out the window. He's going to tell you what to replace it with here in a minute.
And they're not present. So then it requires training and practicing finding the present moment and beginning to change their habits and their thoughts and their behaviors. Most people don't know this, but there's an invisible field of energy around your body. And when you react to someone or something, you draw from this invisible field and you turn it into chemistry. And the field around your body shrinks. And now you're more matter and less energy. You're more particle and less wave. And most people then, when you are matter trying to change matter, you always try to force the outcome. You try to control the outcome. You try to predict the outcome. And people then get competitive, or they hold on, or they manipulate, or they cheat, or they steal, because that's the only way they can get what they want. But the quantum model of reality, when you are truly in the present moment, when a person begins to open their heart and they can begin to sustain an elevated emotion, they begin to broaden the magnetic field around their body to 9 meters wide. Now they're more energy than matter. They're more wave than particle. And they can exert better effects on reality. So then think of, when you open your heart, this is science, like dropping a pebble in water. You produce a ripple. If you drop a bigger stone, you produce a bigger ripple. If you're able to sustain that state, you keep dropping the same rock over and over again, and you broadcast a signature into the field. The emotion is the magnetic charge. Your intention, your thought, is the information that's carried on that wave.
This is science, guys. This is verifiable. This is proven. So these people who, are either discrediting manifestation or representing it in the wrong way need to stop. Okay? This is, like Ricardo was talking about, the power that God has given us. Our imagination is available for whatever we want it to be. If you don't want to believe in manifestation and that you're just a victim, you can believe that, and it's true. If you believe it, it's true. It's what it comes down to. That emotion and the intention creates that energy, that field, that vibration. Ricardo, I always think of Travis Flaherty when I listen to this, because if you ever seen Travis Flaherty walk into a room, there is an energy around him, and you can feel it. People always say that you can feel it when somebody walks in the room and they're negative and nasty, and you just feel that like cold, like shiver. Or you can feel that energy, that excitement of, who is this Travis Flaherty guy? Why do I want to talk to him so much? Why is he smiling so much? So to me, this has just been proven to me so many times. It just blows my mind that people still can't grasp this.
Yeah, no, it's powerful. And the thing is that it's working, whether you realize it's working or not. And the sooner you realize it's working, the sooner you can have it work in your favor. But
Right.
the longer you ignore it, is the longer that it's not working in your favor, and more than likely creating negative results for you as well. You're dealing with the metaphysical world. You're dealing with the seen and the unseen, and your ability to master that will determine your future.
That's it. 100%, guys.
And when you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you begin to produce an effect on matter. You see, the thoughts that you think are the electrical charge in the quantum field. The feelings that you emote are the magnetic charge in the quantum field. And how you think and how you feel broadcasts an electromagnetic signature that influences every single atom in your life. The thought sends the signal out, and the feeling draws the event back. So if you're walking around your life feeling sorry for yourself and feeling like a victim, you are broadcasting that signature into the field. And you will create more experiences to suffer. Because we are not punished for our sins. We are punished by our sins. And sin is an attitude.
This is one of my favorite sayings that Joe Dispenza has. And it makes so much sense from like what I was taught about the Bible, what I've learned about it. It's not there to be a rule book. It's not there to shame you. It's a guide. So we're not punished for our sins. We're punished by our sins when you do those things that are not good for you. And sin is that attitude, right? So it's not like God made a list of here's the things I'm going to not let people do. The Bible is simply a guide exposing and sharing with us the negative aspects that people take on.
Yeah. Yeah. The mind in itself can create a heaven of hell
Yes.
or a hell of heaven.
Yes.
And, when I think about, when we talk about the Bible, when we talk about, Jesus, and they always try to have him find somebody who was committing sin and he would seemingly forgive them. But it's the individual that would punish themselves sometimes. I think a lot of times people are their own worst enemies. They punish themselves and not realizing that you just need to change your ways. That's what he said. Just go out and sin no more. Whatever it is that you're doing that's having adverse effects in your life, it's from your thoughts and actions. You're doing them. Do the opposite. Do different, right? Yeah. And you will get different results and have different experiences. But the problem is people do the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And that we know is insanity.
100%, man. I love this is why this is my favorite video. I've probably listened to this 500 times before.
And sin is how you think and how you feel. So then when you cause people to give up their guilt and their shame and their unworthiness and teach them how to open their heart and create coherent waves in their brain and in their heart.
And it just blows my mind again. I can just picture everything Joe Dispenza is saying here is essentially Jesus's message, right? Get rid of guilt, get rid of shame, get rid of unworthiness. And these are the three things that are stopping most people from being happy today, right? And so this manifestation is exactly what the Bible says, what most of the religious texts around the world say, is you have the power to control your mind. You have the power to create the reality that you want in this world. Get rid of these things that don't serve you. Don't do these things that are bad for you. Focus on loving and helping other people. It's really that simple.
Yeah. And one of the things you have to realize is that the elite or the wicked, the devils that are on the planet right now, they understand this greater than you. They understand, they literally take their time to understand how to manipulate society, how to manipulate human beings. And that's why we're seeing so much chaos right now, because they're using the understandings of the esoteric and the metaphysical to weaponize and bring down humanity, because naturally our state is peaceful, our state is love, our state is prosperity. But they put the stuff in the music, altering the frequencies, putting this stuff in the food, in the air, creating social and economic situations that put us in a stress and fearful state, to where we feel like we have to battle with one another, to where we're afraid to connect and build and spread and show love to one another. So once we understand, once again, not only ourselves, but understand, who is against us and how they're working against us, that's when we can take back control.
Yes.
We've been influenced, and we have to reverse that and start to be the influence that we want to see.
That's powerful, powerful. And we're seeing this all the time right now, guys, with everything. They're trying to divide us along race, gender, wars, economic stuff. This is why I love what we do on Monday. This is what really matters.
They are going to produce the miraculous. It takes training, and it takes practice, and it takes learning new information and deprogramming ourselves into believing that we're limited. But if you're living by the hormones of stress and you have no energy, no field, then you can't produce an effect on matter. So then, life is about the management of energy. And where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And if your attention is on the knowns and in the predictable future, or your attention is on the familiar emotions of the past, you are siphoning energy out of the present moment. And you have no energy to create with. And when you're able to do this and practice it really well, you will begin to do what's innately your birthright, and that is to create an unknown or wonderful experience in your life. So it just takes practice in order to do it.
Wow. What an amazing message. Again, guys, that is Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you have not heard of him, he's all over YouTube. One of the most, famous, well-known people when it comes to controlling, your mind, whatever you want to call it, manifestation, science, reality. I don't, whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. But, he does different events and is very, very well known. And I just love that video because it just points out how much we are in control if we choose to focus on the future rather than reliving the past.
Yeah, no, that was great. I love that video. I think it's timely message. I think a lot of people got a lot of benefit from it as well, and I think it's going to be a great way to start the week, and to keep that in mind. And even though some people might already know this stuff, at times it gets hard, and you need that refresher. It's almost like why some people go to service every week. But you need to get reinvigorated, re-energized from the information, because the information is so powerful. But you have to recharge your battery. We have to recharge batteries, and our battery needs to be recharged. Our spirit needs to be lifted again. Our knowing needs to be reknown. Our feelings need to be reignited. And so that's why Mindset Mondays are powerful to start the week. And that's why it's important that you run with the runners, man, and follow people who are feeding and nourishing your mind, body, and soul in the best way that they can, especially in these times when there's just so much negativity and chaos going on. So I hope a lot of people found some value in that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love it. I love seeing people's comments. Alan, appreciate you, brother. When you see stuff like this, you can't put a dollar value on it. When you're, again, shifting the consciousness, putting out that positive energy, that positive vibe, it's just going to come back to you tenfold. So I'm glad you needed that today, brother. And Tina, thanks for checking in. That's why we don't lose. That's why you run with the runners. Couple things just so you guys know. Okay, first of all, if you were in debt or have a debt node, Okay. You need to get inside the Runners Facebook group. Okay. We are making videos on what to do. We're transferring from the Binance Smart Chain nodes to NFTs on debt layer 1. So you want to pay attention, and every day you should be minting a node to an NFT to maximize the rewards, because we're getting free nodes to celebrate 2 years of debt. Ricardo, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. So mint one license per day per project. Okay. And every day you will get per project a free node and micro nodes. And some people might not, a lot of people don't really understand blockchain too well, and they don't understand the importance of layer 1. But I hope you guys understand that this is the most significant, most important, most critical thing that debt needs to do. We have to move to layer 1. We have to operate on the debt chain, on our own blockchain. You want to eliminate liabilities. You want to eliminate third-party counter risk, okay? And being on the Binance Smart Chain is a third-party counter risk. It does not do what we need to do to the extent that we need to get it done. And so understand, like, this is the biggest thing, one of the most important things in the debt roadmap to get layer 1. So trust and believe that layer 1 is a good thing. Okay. Layer 1 is a great thing. Layer 1 is a fantastic thing, even if you don't really understand what that means and the magnitude of it. But it's going to be fire for the whole debt box ecosystem, for the debt coin. Once it's on layer 1, moving from a debt token to a coin, it's going to take this ecosystem, this project, to the moon. It's just going to blow it up, and it's going to have massive success and value. It's a big thing to move to layer 1. So don't be discouraged by the temporary price changes that you're seeing in the value of tokens. That the debt is not going anywhere. Them giving away free licenses for you minting is not an indication that there's no value here or some nonsense like that. Trust and believe, okay, that layer 1 is the biggest thing that can happen, one of the biggest things that can happen to this ecosystem. And you have to transfer over your licenses that you have now, which to the layer 1 blockchain, and you do that by minting. And so, like Mike said, we're putting out information inside the Telegram and Runners Facebook groups and whatnot. And you guys are going to want to stay plugged in, okay? This is some time-sensitive stuff. Unfortunately, I can anticipate some people have just checked out, and they might not get this information at the end of the month, and they want to be upset. They might have bought nodes, and then they realize their nodes are no longer going to run because they didn't mint it and then transfer it over to the new blockchain. This is not an option, folks. This is something that has to be done, and it is good. It is good. Don't worry about the token prices right now. Trust me, they're irrelevant. If anything, it's a massive buying opportunity, okay,
Right.
for those who know and understand.
And let's see. If you had V-Box or hosting credits, those are going to turn into like minting credits, essentially, to mint them. And that's coming soon. A couple more things just to keep you guys up to date. We had a phenomenal launch last week with Vivo Hilo wearables. This is going to blow up. We are literally the first in America. So on Tuesday at 1:00, we're going to do just a kind of informal meeting with our partners in the UK. And we're going to talk about the compensation plan and a strategy session. All right. And pretty soon, guys, we're going to be able to sell NFTs to people who have Apple Watches or Samsung or Fitbits, to where they can get an NFT and get paid every single day for monetizing and privatizing their health data. So this is going to blow up. It's going to be huge. And basically anyone in America will be falling in under the Runners and what we started with Sean Davis. As always,
So,
go ahead.
Let me cover that. So I got my Hilo watch. Mike already has his. Obviously, you can see mine is coming in the mail. But folks, we always try to find innovative, revolutionary early companies on the blockchain. okay, that's doing something in the real world, okay? We believe that this is the biggest opportunity, a part of the wealth transfer, the same way in the early 2000s when .com came along, and there were certain companies that obviously are behemoths and household names today, like Apple, Amazon, and Google's and whatnot. But anytime you find a company that's pretty much set, they everything is ready to go. They have, you know, the card, they have the watch, they have the back office, they have the system. It's dealing with real world data. And obviously we know there's money in data. And then of course it's dealing with healthcare and the data and information that is being received and the functionality of this system. It's huge. It's huge. So I am excited about it, very excited about it, very excited to get my watch. I'm definitely going to be posting and putting more data on that. But understand something too as well, folks. It pays to be early. Like Mike said, we are launching this for the United States. This is not something that is saturated in the United States. Okay.
Nope.
This is brand new here to the United States. We're the first people essentially to bring this to market. This will make waves. Okay. This will make waves all across the United States. There already is a massive market of people who have wearables already, who have these devices on their arms that are providing data for them. But now they'll be able to convert that data into the NFT, like Mike was talking about with Apple Watch users and things of that nature, and benefit from this blockchain ecosystem where that health data is paying them. So now we're talking about getting paid from your heartbeat. Okay. This is when I used to say that you are the money. This literally takes that statement to the stratosphere. You are the money. You are the value. The reason that this government is able to function right now is because it's hypothecating value from you, your labor, your energy, your efforts. You see, you are the value. You are the money. You are the resource. You're on Facebook. You're on TikTok. You're on social media. They're taking your data. They're monetizing it. They're making money. Companies want this. Well, now you got some valuable health data, and the data that this ecosystem is provided with Vivo is premium. Okay, it's premium. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you take advantage of this Hilo opportunity and get the device, start mining some of that healthcare data and getting paid.
Yeah, there's no reason why everyone shouldn't have one of these. It's one of the easiest sells I've ever seen. People are just pumped up and excited about it once they watch the presentation. Let's see, guys. We're still on our 90-day run for smart finance. We're going to have some big things coming out this week when it comes to smart finance. So we'll see you guys at noon every single day, Monday through Friday. Get the free Runners app. Join the movement, runwithrick.com or richdaddy.org. We're still winning with Infinity up to 382. About to go over $4 here, probably the next day or two. So that's going awesome, man. It's just
let me say something on that one too.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, folks. Once again, we try to find centralized and decentralized opportunities on the blockchain that are creating wealth and opportunity for people in an economy where we have ATMs closing, banks collapsing, job layoffs, just all type of instability in the markets and with rates and everything else. And this is another solid smart contract DeFi platform that we found here. Came out at a penny, almost at $4. People are getting paid every single day. This is how DeFi is supposed to be done. Making waves right now with Infinity Pi. So look, folks, we want to make sure that we find and take advantage of opportunities. We don't want to miss them. And so some opportunities are for people and some aren't for people. You have to find what works for you. You choose what you like. But these are the systems that we're finding that works for us, that we're leveraging, that we see benefit on an individual use that we bring to the masses. So trust that we have more. Okay. We're looking at something right now dealing with metals. Okay. Understand. And I'm just telling you that it's a very exciting time right now to get wealthy in assets, to leverage platforms and opportunities to create additional streams of income and help those who don't even know that they might need help yet. Okay. because there's a lot of information and data coming from Wall Street and CEOs that we're heading into a recession. Okay. Most people should already know it. We just talked about bank collapses. We talk about AI and all this stuff all the time. The environment is shifting. So take advantage of the options that we have that fit with you, and let's all have success and make sure a wealthy family comes from us, even if we didn't come from a wealthy family.
And take time this week, guys, to really shift your mindset. Like Joe Dispenza talked about, with intentionality, say, this is who I am going to be. This is who I am. And speak those words into existence and continue on it daily. It's not something you can just do once. Okay. You don't just manifest something once. You manifest something all day, every single second. And you live as if it's already happened. And then it does. All right. You guys have a blessed week. Thank you for checking in on us on this beautiful, actually, it is a beautiful Monday. I don't care what it looks outside. It's beautiful to me. All right.
I got sun outside, Mike. The sun is shining
I got
somewhere.
sun too. Sun's outside in Michigan. All right, guys.
All right,
Lace up. Let's get wealthy.